Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KIMBALL HOOKER Show. I just want to say I have two special guests here, and we are excited to have them here. Nehal and Austin. Yeah. I get that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally right.
Oh.
All right. Don't beat me up too bad if I hack that.
Nicely done with my name.
Right. Well, I just want to say welcome to the KIMBALL HOOKER Show here at Los Gatos, Montessorino, Silicon Valley.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we're stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Right on. I want to start from the beginning just to make sure that we don't miss any ground.
Okay.
So how did that all begin for you? Like, how did the musical interest begin? Where did it all start?
I was born in 19... Oh, go ahead.
Take it there.
That's probably where you got to start. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to start?
Well, our music partnership began pretty much at the beginning of our relationship, so about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We met through music. I had a band, he had a band at the time, and then we were supposed to do a show together, and I said yes, and then my family decided to do a surprise birthday party for my grandma at the time in Egypt last minute, and so we got on a plane and left, and I told him, I'm so sorry, I can't do the show with you. So then when we came back from Egypt, he had said, please, let's do a show sometime, and then by then his band dissolved, and I was very sad.
Oh, wow.
But,
So that fell through.
yeah.
That one fell through, but yeah, because I played guitar. I had like a classic rock band, and we were like a house band at a bar, and then we had a hip hop band for a while.
All right.
And then we were throwing shows. Actually, that show was in Cupertino at the Old Brit.
I remember that.
When they had
Arms.
the big stage, and they used to have like hip hop
Right.
shows.
I know exactly where that is. Yeah, that's cool.
We used to go there, and so we were throwing a show there with a friend of ours, Paulie Rhyme. He was a rapper. He had a band, and
he's in Japan now.
yeah,
Wow.
he's in Japan
Doing
now.
music
International.
and teaching.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good
And
guy.
so that was the show we were putting together, and it fell through with Sweet Haya, which is her band that she's had for 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Which, by the way, now he's been pulled into that band too. We'll have to tell you more about
Okay,
that.
so there's
at
been some
point.
transitions.
But yeah.
All right.
But then we ended up becoming friends through music and
Okay.
just kind of following each other's path. I'll try not to hit your microphones here. I have very, very handsy hands. And then, he came to a bunch of my shows, and then we befriended each other, and then we started hanging out friendlily. And I was like, oh my God, this guy can play guitar too. And
Just
then,
a plus, huh?
Yeah. Every
That's
time
cool.
he'd pick up the guitar, what happened is I started writing, and he'd
got
play
it.
2-3 chords, and I'd write, and he'd play,
Magic.
and I'd sing, and then it was just super symbiotic without even trying and saying, let's sit down and write a song. He
Right.
would play something, and I was like, I wrote a song.
So it was
through that.
natural.
Yeah. So we
super smooth. Yeah.
collaborated really organically, very quickly.
What type of genre would you say you guys kind of fall into?
Well, I think like I had come from like blues and hip hop and like funk, and Nehal and like her band was playing like funk and rock, and both of us had this like yearning to play soul kind of music. And I think the stuff that I like musically, what I was writing or coming up with was feeling that, trying to go back and do like retro kind of blues and soul progressions and things, and that was the kind of stuff that I would start showing her.
Gritty stuff.
And so then
Yeah.
her voice and her lyrics are like, they totally lend themselves to playing kind of soul and blues and stuff like that. So I think now the stuff we're writing together as like just a duo is more kind of like a retro soul, retro blues,
like a
kind
throwback.
Yeah, feel like that. That's kind of what we've been going through. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
And it's evolving. I think just like with Sweet Haya, when we first began, we were more of a rock soul funk
band.
and very much about like loudness and it was entertaining. We did a lot of like super upbeat stuff, and then as we got a little older and quieted down and calmed down and started to look within, we did a little bit more introspective music. And I think that's what happened throughout our relationship. We started with some of like the harder stuff, and I mean I'm still super hardcore blues fanatic, as far as vocals go, and he's a super incredible blues guitar player. And so our music started. That's true. It's true. Our music kind of started with like a little bit more of that blues, a little bit of the grit, and then it started evolving into some of those more, again, introspective, slow, thought through soul. We call it like retro soul.
Yeah,
like throwback.
Yeah, exactly.
But like new.
Yeah,
right. With your own twist on it.
Like
yeah, exactly.
neo vintage.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Now we're talking original material.
Original music, yeah.
Right. I love original material.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the best. You get to really speak from your own perspective of music.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with influences. And
sure.
You know, you like this person. You grew up listening to that person. Speaking of that, who are some of your influences?
Ooh. Well, we got like between us.
We got an insane record collection.
Yeah,
it goes from
it goes the whole.
So, like
I think more lately, it's been like a lot of these kind of artists that are new but retro. So, and also when we first started dating, we saw St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Oh wow!
Which like when they first came out, and that blew our minds, and then we're gonna go see them actually
in May.
Okay. And Tedeschi Trucks Band, which is like they're like the merging of blues.
Is that Susan Tedeschi?
Yeah, Susan Tedeschi.
Okay, yeah, I
and
know.
then she
a
married
voice.
Derek Trucks, who's like one of the best guitar players. He plays slide. He plays for the Allman Brothers. He was like the nephew.
Right.
And they married and put their bands together.
They have 2 drummers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And
that's cool.
The most incredible set of musicians and horn section. They're like
Now we're talking about a drummer and a percussion player, or 2 drummers?
Oh, there's 2
drums.
drummers. Yeah.
2 drummers.
Hey, I like that. I'm a drummer.
Yeah, and they get along. They
They actually get along?
It's really not about ego, I think, and that's something that I really cherish in our bands, in our collectives is when you set your ego aside, you're able to see the things that you love about your music and the things you need to work about on it, and and then you can grow from it. And when I watch this band, I think these guys are really listening to each other, truly care about where every note is placed from every individual in the band,
complimenting each other instead of like battling each other.
Very much
so important.
Yeah,
so important.
And it makes it more fun for you as a listener.
Absolutely.
And then as a musician too, you get really excited when somebody said, "Oh, I like that lick you did. Oh, you heard it."
Yeah. I think that's the difference between being professional and being like a garage band.
Sure.
I really think so, because I mean I think we pretty much all started off at some point where it's like it all sounds good because we're doing what we love to do.
You're making music.
You're just making music, right? But then it comes like to this point where you're like, you know what? I want to streamline it down, where it's like I want to hear this rhythm, or this lick, as you said, and then you get to hear like the guitar parts, and you hear the chords. And you hear but in the beginning, it starts off kind of like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Ma, did you hear that?
We played it together.
right. That's cool. Cool. So I mean, so what is the goal? Like so now that you guys you have one band now, is it 2?
Well, actually, go ahead. We have multiple projects together right now.
All right, take me through it. Take us through it.
Yeah, I'll start with Nehal and Austin. We do a lot of original stuff together, but we also do some private shows, things like that, where if you have like 2 to 4 hours to fill, throw in some covers.
Right.
Especially with like when the pandemic hit, we had been working on other bands, and then when the pandemic happened, we ended up just kind of doing a duo stuff more, and because that was the only thing you could do, so we kind of went that route for the last couple of years. But
it was really enriching too, because by learning covers, learning other people's music, it adds to your repertoire as a musician. It develops your ears, it develops your brain, your muscle memory, because I've never been good at remembering other people's lyrics, so it was a really good exercise for me over the last couple of years, which is paying off now. So I think Nehal and Austin is this us two, this little duo. When we play with a full band, we have put together a band called Grace and the Grit.
Grace and the Grit. I like
Grace
that.
and the Grit.
Yeah, that's cool.
It took us a while to come up with it, but she's got the grace
and
she's got the grit. So
right.
We're the band.
And so in that band, we have, obviously, Austin is on electric guitar.
Okay.
We've got a drummer, Matt Condino, and we've got a harmonica player. Maybe you know him, Ryan Walker, who's always at the Poorhouse Bistro playing with. I think you had Tebow on your show before.
Bass player.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
love Tebow.
He plays with Tebow a lot.
Oh,
so
nice.
They're good buddies.
Right.
And with a war tribute band as well.
It's cool with him. It was actually like the guy I kind of mentored for was John Garcia, was like a Bay Area guitar player.
Right.
And him and the harmonica player that Ryan mentored with, Dave Barrett, they had like, our mentors had put out albums together and stuff in like in the 90s and stuff, so it was cool when we met. We were like, oh, you played with David.
Right.
So
it all kind of came together.
Kindred spirits.
So it was cool to have, and we put like the harmonica, we play like blues or kind of stuff original, but then we put the harmonica on kind of stuff that you wouldn't think harmonica would be doing. So he's playing like kind of like key parts. Or
Oh, wow.
Like,
Do you play slide?
I do, but not most of these songs. I'm not playing slide. Yeah, I can do a little bit of slide. But,
okay.
He's been using the looping pedal a lot through COVID because we weren't able to play as a full band, which is really cool because then I'd hear him like layering his work.
Oh God,
and it's really cool. I'm like, oh, there's two of you.
I would like to get better at slide, but
now, do you do the looping during live shows, or is that just more like for like recording?
For the last like 2 years, once everything shut down, like this band, Grace and the Grit, we had been working on for a while, and then we started playing shows right before 2020. Like we played a few shows, and then we played at the Poorhouse on March 8th.
Our premiere
and it was
show.
Like the one we had booked and pushed and everything, and then the 16th everything shut down.
So we had one show and done.
Yeah.
Really?
For this band, yeah.
Oh wow.
So then we went straight into doing duos, and then at that point it was like I need to buy all the looping stuff so we can play live and try to up my game. So now I can do it. At the time I hadn't, but
right.
Yeah. And she's got like a really cool vocal harmony pedals. She's got
nice.
I got backup.
Yeah.
I got people.
I got 2 people in a blue box.
Right.
But then on top of that, we have actually a French duo group where we're playing classic French romantic songs.
Edith Piaf.
Yeah. How many languages do you speak?
Yeah, it's her first language is French. Yeah.
Wow. How many languages do you speak?
4-ish.
I'm still working on English.
5-ish. Yeah.
That's the hardest one.
Right. I'm still working on English.
5-ish.
4.5-ish.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so, do you incorporate that foreign language in your music?
I try, yeah. So French, definitely now with Amour de Scène, which is our French classics duo. And so obviously I'm singing in French, mostly covers for that one, all the classics between the 40s all the way till some more current things like Zaz, etc.
And I'm playing like a acoustic, like classical guitar kind of thing, yeah.
And I play the melodica. It's so fun.
Right? Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What other instruments do you play?
So I play keyboard. That's my first instrument. It's piano. And then the last few years I've been learning guitar. So I started writing a little bit on guitar, but try to do rhythm for Grace and the Grit when we play together. And then I like to sing.
Nice.
Yeah, but he started singing as well, backup vocals the last couple of years.
I'm still learning, trying to get my harmonies down. So, but
how many piece band do you have?
So the Grace and the Grit currently is technically 4, huh?
Yeah, because our bass player moved away, so we're planning another bass player.
The quarantine, and Curry's like, I'm getting out of here, which I totally understand and respect. He found a cool place far away in the countryside. But because of that, now we're looking for a bass player for that project. So hopefully one day it'll be a 5-piece band. My dream is to also have an organ player in that band.
Oh, nice.
I really love organ, and I think it really lends itself to that. We're talking about like that throwback, and that there's like a mixture of the blues and soul, and but also it just uplifts everything and gives it so much heart.
Right.
I'm a huge Aretha Franklin fan as well,
gosh.
and so the Aretha Franklin orchestra, right? So I envision that.
Right. Oh, that's nice right there. That's nice. I love old soul like that.
Me too.
Definitely can't be duplicated like that. Like Berry Gordy, the whole Motown sound. And,
exactly. And so I think eventually we'd want that kind of configuration with that band, but we're patient and we want to have like the right musician and the right personalities. So we're not rushing, but we have a show coming up on April 1st at Poorhouse Bistro. So
plug it.
Hopefully we could pull a bass player for that.
We're planning to get a new bass player by then. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's the plan.
Robbie Benson. Does that name ring a bell?
Robbie Benson.
Why does it? It does,
organ
but
player.
Is it around here?
Off the Hook.
Really?
Yes.
Noted.
Yeah, noted. Right. I just said that. The only reason why I said that is because we like to plug everybody.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cross promote.
Right. Cross promote. Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you guys have any like a website or anything where you guys can be reached as far as like your shows, your calendar, any upcoming dates?
So with Nehal Austin right now, it's on. Do we have one?
Well, I mean, no, we did, and then during the pandemic, we took it down. We were like rebuilding the website right now.
So it's under construction.
Yeah.
But and I was gonna tell you about the other project. Our I'd say, bigger family. So Sweet Haya is the original band that I've been in for 10 years. We recently had to pull in Austin into the mix because our bass player has been dealing with some health issues. So he learned bass over the last few months, I'd say. He actually learned bass on our honeymoon.
Wow.
And came back with all the bass lines down for a show that we played 2 days after our honeymoon when we came back.
You were working, man.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He
Yeah.
really
I was in the car with the little mini guitar, you know, learning the bass lines and talking with their bass player and figuring out. It was like a 3-hour gig that we had to play at a brewery.
It
was
he killed it.
Nice.
Yeah. And his fingers were dead as well.
Actually, funny enough, it's like this. It's the right hand fingers because I'm not. You know, they don't have the calluses for the finger picking. So
Right.
That was what hurt
bleeding.
me the most. Yeah.
It was bad. You're such a rock star right now.
It's super fun playing bass, I've been a fan of their band for as long as I've known them, so it's super fun to be playing with them as well.
But yeah, that band's Sweet Haya, and we do have a website, sweethaya.com. So
Sweethaya.com? Can you spell that? Because I'm like over here. Can you spell that?
Yeah, it's sweet, like candy, and then attached, Hayah.
Got it.
So Sweet Haya, Hayah. Haya means life in Arabic.
Wow, I just learned something.
Sweet life.
Sweet life.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. You know what I noticed about you guys too is like, so I went online, I went on YouTube, pulled up a few videos.
Yeah.
The one thing I like about you guys the most is the banter between you guys going back and forth.
Really?
Yeah.
We're both talkative.
Yeah. It's more of like some kind of theatric show.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. I mean, but it's cool because you can totally tell it's not scripted. No. Totally unintended. And it's like, no, it's upright. What are you doing? It's like, but it's fun. And I'm like, they did not work that out.
I don't write much down.
I mean, like during the pandemic, we started just throwing, after all the live shows got canceled, we started doing like live streams we were in an apartment at the time. We just started doing live streams from the living room. I think we did 18 weeks straight of live shows
every
and
Friday.
We would just turn it on and we would like, we got a new pedal, let's play like 3 hours or something. And
the pandemic put a whole different spin on everything, didn't it?
Yeah,
How did that affect you guys musically, pushing through that with all those difficulties and challenges?
Yeah.
It posed a huge technical obstacle. I think in the very beginning, the hard part was figuring out how to, number one, broadcast without having latency issues, video issues. I mean, we were having connection issues, when to play music because of neighbors, so it was like a lot of logistics and technical issues. Austin was a beast. He just started learning a lot of the ropes behind how to broadcast with quality, how to deal with Zoom, and
we started with like Facebook Live, and then
which was super fun. Facebook Live was really fun because there's interaction.
We still love it, but then we got hired to start doing like, once people started doing like live shows on the internet, and then people would hire us, and then I remember we went to some festival thing and there was a bunch of other people playing and they like sounded really good. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then we learned about OBS, and then we like had to like get all
what was the other ones? Crowd that you always.
I had to at the time you had to get like Soundflower to work with the Mac.
Oh, got it.
And then I had to get like the better mics, and
every time it's a new gig and a new client, it's a new technology, so you have to relearn everything.
Right. The platforms, they always change.
Yes,
boom.
exactly. And we did a lot of online festivals. There were a couple of international festivals we got invited to play, so it was really cool because not only do you get to play for people that you would never have gotten a chance to play for if you were just playing locally or even nationally, but also you get to find talent from all over the world and connect with artists and musicians that are in the same crazy bubble that you're living in that time.
Right. So you're not alone.
Exactly. And kind of give each other tips on, somebody says, oh, I really like that, how did you make it sound like this? And then we'd connect on, give each other tips on how to
network.
Exactly.
It was like fun. We ended up going to like a couple of like shows that were produced to be streamed, where everybody was safe and like each artist would come in. But I remember towards the beginning of the pandemic, and we would meet other artists and we would like talk and how are you going to do this, or how are you going to play that you're used to playing with a full band. And I remember people giving me tips on looping and stuff, and
that's cool.
It was kind of like the entire musician world was going through this learning process together, and I think it made us better musicians and upped our for me, it made me better because I was used to playing with just a band always, and now it was, just
it puts you in check when it's just you,
just me playing
and
guitar.
There's no drums,
and I'd have to like accompany her just on guitar and try to make it sound full and play bass lines while I'm playing as well. And I think in trying to learn how to sing during the last 2 years so I could back her up. Yeah.
Oh, you've been great.
Right.
And then another thing that we decided to do, because we couldn't stay put in the apartment, and I was working from home too, so it was just too much time in confined space, and I need to be out. I need to be playing shows or seeing people, hiking, doing something. So we decided to disappear for a few weeks, and we took a road trip from California all the way to Maine, and we just drove in my little Kia.
Wow, adventurous.
And decided to hit as many national parks and regional parks as we could and make music videos at every location.
That's cool.
So we did, and mostly originals, some of our original stuff.
Mostly all originals, yeah.
Originals, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And we
Cool.
made a little YouTube channel, Nehal Austin, and then just posted almost every day.
Yeah,
Just,
across, and people were helping us out. They were sending us money and
that was amazing.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You can send me money.
It got us to the next state, and then the next state, and you keep giving us money, we might end up in England.
Yeah, cool. We ended up being
a boat.
5 weeks. We went all the way, and we recorded at every cool spot we could find, and played all our songs. And
the dynamic duo.
Yeah. It was
the restless duo.
Yeah,
right.
Can't stay put.
I just want to say thank you guys for coming on the show. We're going to take a short break. You guys are here on the KIMBALL HOOKER SHOw podcast, live, and are here in Montessorino, Los Gatos, and Silicon Valley with Nehal and Austin.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Thank you,
Thank
Kimball.
you.
Thank you to the City of Montessorino for their continued support of KCAT Public Media. The City of Montessorino has enabled KCAT to inspire, educate, entertain, and inform our community through the magic of television and digital media for over 38 years. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the KIMBALL HOOKER SHOw here in Los Gatos, Montessorino, Silicon Valley with my special guests, Nehal and Austin.
Yeah.
So
that was a mouthful. That was so good.
I know, you get the Los Gatos and Montessorino, you got it all.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, yeah.
You know what? Speaking of Silicon Valley, there's a lot of things here that people just don't understand. You know what I mean? We have festivals here. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things have been cut back because of COVID. That's true. But before that, we had festivals, and we had, the market, right here in Los Gatos, when they block off the streets.
Yes.
Okay, right? Live bands.
Los Gatos Music in the Park.
Yeah.
In the park,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So explain to us in your version, like some of the things that you guys have done locally, or it could be abroad as well, in terms of like could be Napa, could be or any other shows like weddings or festivals or anything like that. What do you guys? What kind of shows do you guys do?
Everything.
The entire
everything.
gamut.
Anybody wants music? Call us. We like playing anything.
I think you played. We've played, or we have played every place you.
Yeah,
like
we've done definitely the festival.
Okay.
The festival route is great for Sweet High because we're super high energy. We like to dance. We like to get the kids involved, and then usually the parents get involved, which is awesome.
like Napa has the Napa City Nights up there.
Right.
Oh, it's so
yeah, I'm
fun.
familiar. I'm familiar.
Sweet
Right
High
by the water?
They
Yeah.
play it every single year, and
Really?
and
Nice.
It's really cool. And this last time,
Yeah, they resumed last year.
it was the first one
amazing.
back after COVID, and the
Packed.
place was packed.
Like,
It was
1,000.
amazing.
Yeah, but everybody was wearing masks. The kids were really cute wearing their masks in the up front, trying to dance. They gave me a wireless mic, which means I get to run around.
Oh, I know what that's like.
You know?
Yes. That's
Isn't
freedom.
that
Freedom. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think that we've definitely covered a gamut of variety with the shows we do with Sweet High. We've done weddings. I always laugh, like when I first got started, I even did like a divorce party. Somebody was just like, "Good riddance."
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did a funeral.
Yeah,
crazy, yeah.
exactly.
We did
Weddings
some,
as well.
Actually, during the pandemic, we actually did like a sanctioned outdoor DJ party
That's fun.
along the bay.
That
in
just
Oakland.
sounds fun.
It was
Wait a minute.
super cool. Yeah.
Was that the one in the water where you're playing on the boat?
It's not. No, you're right on the bay.
It was right on. Like it was like they had like circles set up for people to dance.
Was this in Oakland?
I want to go on the boat one. Yeah. Hold on. What's the boat one?
Yeah, what's the boat one? Yeah.
So there's one. It's called Bay City, and it's in Oakland. They have one. I want to say they have one in San Francisco as well. But
Bay City.
Yeah, and basically they have it's a boat. It's not a yacht, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But they have bands that play on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so that will be something you guys definitely need to look into.
Yeah,
putting that on the list. We've played at a yacht house, but not quite in the yacht.
Not in the yacht.
Not in the yacht.
Close to the yacht.
Yeah, we played. I think down here in the South Bay, like the Sofa Street Fair is huge. We played that in
Main Street.
Every configuration, even our French too. We played that once. And,
Sofa is really cool because it's an analog festival
right.
that also found a way to go digital during COVID.
Oh, nice.
And so they were able to pull all these different artists and producers and put together this really cool festival that, was going through, I think it was seasonal, so every quarter or so.
Every quarter, yeah.
And we got to perform on that quite a bit. And
actually during the Christmas time in 2020, they produced a whole Christmas special that they broadcast, and we got to go out and play on the street, and they filmed us. And then this last Christmas we got to go and play by Christmas in the Park again, and they filmed us again.
Really
That's fun.
Made like a Christmas special out of it.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Now was that the one in the Jazz? Is that the Music in the Park for like downtown San Jose?
That one was.
It's the same venue by Cesar Chavez there.
Got it.
That area.
Yeah.
Oh, we do rock and roll marathons too.
Nice. Okay.
We've done that for 6 years, maybe 5-6 years.
Right.
Sweet how I did play Music in the Park once.
Yeah, we did.
Before I was playing.
But with Brenton Wood.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
Give me some kind of
She actually.
that guy's amazing.
She actually caught him from falling. It's like little crazy side story.
Take me back.
Yeah, this
you
is
have
the
to
great
explain the story.
Yeah.
I
hope he doesn't mind you saying
Brenton,
it.
I'm sorry
amazing.
if you hear this. I hope you do though. It'd be great if you heard us. Hi, I miss you. So I was sitting on the stage. I don't know if you know, but Cesar Chavez has these stone steps, right? They're stone steps, a very beautiful, large stage made out of stone.
It's like permanent stage in the park.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And then up in the front, they had these huge rolling subwoofers and monitors. And Brenton Wood's doing his thing, singing. He's got a wireless mic too, so he's free roaming.
Right.
And they had opened for him, so she was still up there, like, past where all the crowd could be.
Of course,
yeah.
right?
I was kind of like on stage, backstage, watching him and the band, because his band is a fabulous group of people and musicians, and I was just like, starstruck in awe of what I was witnessing. I was like, you get to do this once in a lifetime. You don't necessarily have this opportunity often. So I was sitting back and I see Brenton Wood walking, getting very close to the end of the step. So. Of that stone, and then so he steps onto one of those rolling monitors thinking that's a stable platform to land on, and then the monitor starts rolling and I see him slowly starting to do the splits.
Wow.
All that happened.
This is during the show.
Yeah, during his show. He's singing,
Yeah, and he full on.
Yeah, I thought I was seeing it all in slow motion. He was like, slowly his legs were going up in the air, and I leapt.
She dove.
And what did you do?
She dove and got underneath him and caught him.
And I just went, and I just put my arms out, and he fell right in my arms
like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember this moment where he was still holding his microphone because he's amazing,
right?
Still singing, and then he looks up at me, and he had those eyes of like, I'm so glad you're here.
You saved me, right?
And then I just kind of pushed him back up, and he goes, "Give me some kind of sign." You just keep singing,
keep it going.
Nothing happened. And this gentleman must be, mid 70s, right?
Exactly. Yeah, he's older. Correct.
But he's such a young soul. And after I saw that, I was like shaking. Hilarious. Once somebody was taking a selfie of themselves with Brenton, right? And they're like, and they take their picture, and after this whole thing happened where we almost lost him, this person comes up to me and says, "Look what I got," and it's like a big picture, like their face is in the front, and then I look in the back, and it's me holding Brent Wood.
Oh my gosh!
Where is that picture now? I don't know. I wish I had it. I would have framed it.
You have to get that and post it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't want to, advertise the fact that he almost ate it on
just
stage.
A good story.
That's funny. That's a heck of a story, though.
But I'm very grateful that he was okay. That I happened to be there and have decent, reflexes.
Reflexes. No, that's the word. Reflexes.
It's my martial arts days paying off.
He's probably more thankful than you are.
Yeah.
He was very sweet. We talked afterwards, and he said some really nice things and thanked me. And his musicians came up to me too. They
saw it.
We're really glad. Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
So,
take me through some of your best performances, and maybe not some of your best performances.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that you asked the latter as well.
Right.
Because it's good for us to keep ourselves humble
Of
in
course,
this
grounded,
business.
yeah.
Do you want to take that one, and then I can piggyback? Or?
Oh yeah, the not best. Okay, I can take.
No, you can take whichever one you like.
No. I just check. Well, I think what comes to mind like right away is just dealing with some of the technical situation during COVID where we were hired and paid well to like
private
do things,
shows,
and
corporate gig.
Then everything just shuts down. And at one point, this recent, I won't say where we were playing, but that she had to call in on her cell phone and like stall for like 20 minutes while I'm trying to reboot everything.
Oh wow!
And everything fell apart, and we're
buying time,
super embarrassed,
had to tell some like life stories just to buy time.
Yeah, or but
they were super nice though and interactive. So I was like, oh, where's everybody from? And you just chit chat.
Yeah, she was amazing. She just I was just feeling
survival.
We're putting ourselves as like we're super pro. We got this down, and then it was like start.
And there was nothing we did.
I had no idea.
The internet died.
Right.
I
had no idea what was going on.
But you fixed it super quick.
Somehow. I don't remember what I did.
Now, do you guys run your own sound?
At those things, we've been doing,
the online stuff we have been.
But as far as like live performance shows, the worst. I'm trying to think of the bad ones.
I know. For me, it's easy. When I tore my ACL on stage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
really?
sorry. Did that hurt you too?
Yeah.
Oh, every time I say ACL, I go,
wow. Take us through that.
Oh, the first time?
More than once? Like which time?
Yes, this was 7 years ago, probably at the Blank Club. Do you know that?
Is that in San Francisco?
It was in San Jose, and then the owner became the Ritz. They opened the Ritz.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So it used to be, there was the former location was the Blank, and then the new location he opened is now the Ritz. But we did this amazing show. We were opening for some big band that, and it's just an amazing night. Last song, I am dancing, singing the song, The Truth About Life Is That There Ain't No Certainty to It.
Wow, I like that.
Very ironic.
Right?
And I'm jumping and dancing and land on some, combination of cables wrong. Then my foot goes one way, my knee goes the other. I hear and feel a pop. And then my leg is like a noodle. I'm like, well, might as well finish the song. So we did. We finished the song. I was even able to do my solo on my keyboard, which I was very grateful I could finish that. And then I got off stage, fell. One of the rare shows my parents came to, luckily, because they didn't used to come to my shows. Well, after that, they stopped also. But they took me straight to the hospital, and I was like in my sequence and everything. And I was like, what am I doing? And we were supposed to go on tour the following week.
Oh my gosh.
So
is that time one or time two?
Actually, the first time I tore my ACL was dancing with capoeira, which is martial arts, which is different. But yeah, I like to move too much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, now when she's playing and she stands up on something, all of us are like, just stop.
Yeah, please get down from the monitor.
Don't stand on the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm much more cautious.
No,
and
you're good.
I do Pilates now, so it keeps me grounded.
Okay.
So,
got it.
But yeah, so that was probably the worst memory on stage because the trauma that goes with that, and people had filmed it, and I rewatched, and I couldn't get that image out of my head. So now let's get to the good stuff. What's your favorite show?
Your favorite show?
With Musiq.ly, there's always like times where there's bad things where it's like playing for me as a guitar player, playing like outside in the cold, and when you can't hear yourself.
Oh yeah.
Those are the times where there's been multiple shows where I can't feel my fingers and I can't hear what I'm playing, and it's like you're just hoping it sounds good, and then you're like, if you break a string or something, then it all falls apart.
I always wondered that about guitar players, because it's like, you know, you need to be like free flowing with your fingers, free flowing with your fingers, right?
Yeah.
So when you're playing, and I'm like not even looking right because I don't play guitar, but when you're doing that, how do you keep your fingers from being so cold and they're stiff, frozen?
I mean, I guess you just got to warm up, which is what I learned to do now. But you know, at different times I would not warm up beforehand, and you're just trying to set up the show or something, and you don't think about it, and then you go to play, and if you're waiting for a while, then your fingers don't do what they're supposed to.
It's
they
like
just
vocal cords.
freeze up and
warm it up.
Yeah. But we got tons of great shows.
Yeah, I mean, the two of us. There's so many good ones. We did a bat mitzvah once that was
private show was awesome.
Hundreds of people that I didn't expect they would know a lot of the songs we ended up doing, because we were doing the French classics together.
Right.
That was really cool. And then we have all these sing-along parts that people really got into. I don't know why, but we've been getting some really incredible gigs within the Russian community.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of commonalities between that, you know, like between like the 40s, 50s, 60s musical era between French and Russian music. So there's like this connection, and a lot of the songs that were translated into Russian or from Russian into French.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we've been like a funny little niche there.
Yeah,
which
like last winter we played it was like an 80-year-old's like Russian Jewish community birthday party,
right?
And they hired us to play, and we had no idea what to expect, but like it was like all the 80-year-olds were gonna dance, like
and
really
singing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
And
it was like
went to town, and they did the whole thing, and lifting people up and doing stuff, and it was
powerful.
Yeah, it was. And then they all came, and we were playing a lot of covers. Actually, they asked us to learn like some songs in Yiddish.
That
she
was
figured
so
out.
fun.
I had to learn some songs, but she learned how to sing.
Speaking of that, you want to give us a little taste?
Ooh,
sure. So I was thinking I could do The Water, but I probably will only remember the first verse.
The Water is a song we wrote a long time ago, her and I, and we made this video from an apartment where we like, a long time ago, and we like spiced her, and she did all these really cool harmonies and stuff. And
are you gonna do harmonies, babe?
No, I can't. I can't.
Okay, you can do harmonies. You want to do harmonies, Kimball?
I want to hear this song.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. All right. And if the water falls on my skin, and if the skies and the clouds decide to part again, and if the earth swallows me whole, I know I'll find my way home. I know I'll find my way home.
And the crowd goes wild. I love it. I love it. You know what I like about you? You get all into it. You know what I mean? You're not just sitting back saying, "Yeah, it's another song." Yeah, I'm cool like that. You know. No, you're like into it. Like you're totally zoned out.
Music does that.
It does that, right?
It takes you in a trance.
Right.
If you're in a bad place, it puts you in a better place.
And
if you're in a good place, yeah. Exactly. It helps connect others to what you're doing and lift them up.
Exactly.
That's why I try to be really conscious of what I write, because early on I realized that people can vibrate off of what you create.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it definitely is a musical language, you know, something that everyone can connect to, understand, and some kind of way they take something from it. Music, they take something from it. So I always say, you know, whenever I do a show, I always try to put my best foot forward. Doesn't matter. My situation doesn't matter. They're here right now.
They make the time for you to come see you.
Right. So it's all about them. Exactly.
I think what along the lines of that song, one of my like favorite performances we played together was we played when we had put that song with the band. We played at the Poorhouse. And, we had all our friends there, and nobody had heard that song, and we had been only playing it like acoustic. And when we put it together with the band and we had all the dynamics, and I swear like a bunch of people were like tears in their eyes, and it was like super powerful. And then she built it up, and then band, we followed her on like an outro where she just like went, and we hadn't planned it, and it was magical.
It was like that moment where everything makes sense and you're not sure where you are, but you're in the right place.
Yeah, I'm getting chills just you telling me that. I really am, because I've been there before, and I know what that's like.
That feeling.
I know that feeling, exactly.
It's
you
precious.
know, and the thing is, you're sharing it with everybody too. You know, it's not a selfish moment. You know, it's something that your band is following you. A lot of it's not even rehearsed. A lot of it's not even, you know, you didn't write this. It's just in the moment. To me, those are the best ones.
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable, and then people take something from it because they're like, wow. How do you do that? Like that's crazy to me that you would give that kind of power to a crowd of people you don't know. These people don't know you.
It's the beautiful thing about music. It's that funny enough, I love languages so much, but out of all the languages I know, there isn't one that does what music does.
Right.
Music finds that common ground with absolute strangers, no matter the age, no matter their cultural background, their religion.
Doesn't matter.
It's truly a subconscious language that we all have, we all speak,
right?
You know, whether as listeners or as creators,
right?
And so that is the one thing we all have in common is sound or vibrations, even if you can't hear.
True.
Right. So
you don't need to be a musician to know that.
Yeah.
And
I feel it. I feel it.
I think Nehal has a very the way she sings and the way she puts all of herself into it. I always say that it's kind of she's digesting people's feelings like for them. So a lot of people, you know, everybody has feelings, but a lot of people, you know, they got their fronts up or their masks or they're doing whatever they got to do. And so people won't acknowledge those feelings a lot of time. But the way Nehal sings on some of the music, though, we try to make it's almost digesting all those feelings and like giving it to people so they can feel all those, like acknowledge all those feelings without having to, you know, it's kind of like a direct line into the
or they don't know,
or they don't even know that they haven't processed those yet.
Right, because that's a skill too, that's a talent, to be able to do that.
Exactly.
Right.
And I think she has
I'm your digestive system.
She
processes the feels for everybody, and I think
there they go again. There they go again. That battery back and forth. You guys got to go check them out. I want you guys to go online, and what can they go YouTube? I want them to go on YouTube.
So right now YouTube, I think is the best place because
and what do they type in?
Nehal, Nehal, and Austin.
Okay.
So I think our YouTube's just like in one word.
It's just Nehal and Austin.
Nehal and Austin.
Okay.
And then we have our Facebook too. It's Nehal and Austin.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's Nehal and Austin. Still.
Nehal and Austin. Everything is Nehal and Austin.
Yeah,
Instagram, Facebook.
We got a Gmail. We have the NehalAndAustin.com, which I'm working on. So hopefully it'll be coming back up soon, and we'll have everything rearranged so we have all our music projects in one spot.
Cool.
And we started actually this year. We started like our own music business and like production kind of.
Guess
company.
what it's called?
What's it called?
Nehal and Austin.
Nehal and Austin. No, let me guess. Right.
Nehal and Austin Productions.
Productions. Right. That's cool.
Spiced it up a little.
That's cool. That's cool.
We plan on having starting a Patreon this year, and we're building a home studio. So. We're planning on doing a lot of stuff.
Nice. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for having our special guest here, Nehal and Austin, coming in. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming in and sharing your story on the Kimball Hooker Show. It's kimball.show.
Yep.
You can check out all of our episodes from all of our artists. And thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, welcome.
You just heard the Kimball Hooker Show here on KCAT Radio. Explore all our KCAT original programming at kcat.org/radio.